All right. Welcome to another episode of Just Look at the Pedal. uh, so, probably about a month ago, a little over a month ago, I guess, I got interested in the Rat pedal. And actually, a buddy of mine, Mike, guy who plays guitar for the band we play with, Bare Bones, he had sent me a Sweetwater ad, that they had the Rat on sale, um, and I was like, oh, I've always kind of been interested in one of those, so I watched a few videos, and I decided on the Little Rat, and Little Lil Rat. The thing is I was going to do a little box opening, but I didn't want to waste your time. But this is the box that it came in. Um, Here's a pic just to kind of give you the size. This thing is tiny, 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 tiny. I think if I would have known how tiny it was, I probably would have got a different um, uh, pedal, just a bigger version. Um, it sounds great. It's just tiny. The little knobs there, they are tiny. Not little, but tiny. Let me see here real quick. I've got a full size, like a big, kind of a bigger pedal. Kind of getting, I think I did a version of this pedal a while back. That kind of gives you a comparison of how, tiny this thing is. It's tiny. So, anyway, tiny but mighty. This thing, this thing packs a punch, and it's got a long history. But here's just a little sample. Here's my amp clean. So it, man, it's full sounding. Um, I I honestly think I could take all of the other pedals that I have as far as gain and all that, and I could probably um, replace it with this. It doesn't necessarily, I think it's kind of advertised as a little bit of a fuzz kind of thing, but it definitely is the distortion. I mean, it says distortion right there in the little letters, distortion. So, uh, kind of the I'm going to give you a short history. I bought this pedal, like I said, about a month and a half ago. I got it, or ordered it, and it came in. And then JHS Pedals put out a long history video of all the different rats, and they released their um, rat pedal. I can't remember what it's called, but it's supposed to incorporate a ton of the different rat versions into it. But during that their video, I learned a couple interesting things. So they have, there's distortion, there's filter, and there's volume. Well, originally the filter was the opposite direction. And generally speaking, when you go this way, when you go to the left, um, it's higher, and then, or lower. And then when you go the other way, back that way, it's going to end up being, higher in tone. And sorry, my computer is loading up. Anyway, the this knob, when they originally designed it, it was the actual way you would think. It would be lower once it's all the way over this way, and it would be higher when it goes this way. And I'll demo what it actually sounds like. But they had some customer complaints, and so they ended up flipping the circuit. And that's all they did. They just flipped the circuit so that when you twist it one way, it's lower. Anyway, here, let's hear how it sounds. So this is all the way to the left. And here we'll go all the way over to the right. So it's way either, it's either got less highs or it's got more lows, however you want to look at that. And so when you get it there to about the middle, you get a pretty good mix. But that was all to satisfy some customer complaints, and they didn't change anything. They just flipped the wires in there. I don't understand all the circuitry, but they just flipped it so it responds backwards from what it was. So it's no longer, like a tone knob. When you turn it all the way up, it's supposed to be higher. Well, you turn this one all the way up and it sounds lower. So anyway, that was one interesting thing I saw in their video. And of course, you could just watch theirs and probably have way more entertaining content. But hey, you came here, you're watching this little video, so thanks for coming along. The other thing which was really interesting was that for the longest time, when you press the button, you didn't see a light. You had absolutely no way to know if it's on, except for the way it sounds. And the guy who designed it, apparently there was two guys that were kind of designing the thing at the same time, but one of the main designers was like, he's like, you're going to know it's on because it sounds like it's on. You don't need a light to tell you. Well, when I got the Lil Rat, I was like, I don't see any indication that it's on. I don't see where there's an LED light. So when you flip that, you can see the little LED light there in the A. So I thought that was pretty cool. But you'd know this thing is on when it is on. So let's go ahead and dial the distortion all the way back. And I got the distortion all the way back. I've got the volume at 12. Let's crank the volume up here. So that's pretty clean. Distortion up at about 3 o'clock, actually 9 o'clock. Turn that volume down so I don't blow your ears out. You can get a pretty cool like AC/DC tone. It's clean. So you can hear each individual note when you hit that. Bring a little more of the low in there. Little attitude there, so. Anyway, so let's crank that distortion up to about half, at about 12 o'clock. Bring the volume down a little bit. I'm going to, let's go ahead and we'll go to 3 o'clock. So I got the filter at about 2 o'clock. Let's bring that filter way up to about 9. Bring it back. That's can get pretty bitey. And a lot of times when you're playing with the full band, you do want your tone to cut through a little more than a little more than what you would practice at home. If you're practicing at home, you kind of want a little more bassy sound. It just kind of sounds better to the ears. But when you're trying to get your tone to cut through in a mix, you probably want it a little more. There will be a little more higher tone volumes. But I like mine, this one right in the middle. And I like the distortion all the way up. So it's a pretty meaty pedal. It'll, definitely get you a lot of different tones. I mean, you could probably, like, if I dial this way back, the distortion, let's see here, go on. Bring that bass. Maybe bring the volume up a little bit. So you can get some pretty bluesy, maybe even some country tones out of that. Not that I can play country. But you definitely can get like some old school, 60s rockin' all the way up to modern, pretty heavy stuff out of this pedal. I'm impressed. $70 for the thing. I mean, it is little. I'm gonna have to get, find a way to get it on my board with it all, without it falling off. But yeah, I definitely, if you're looking for a very, very thick sounding pedal that can do, quite a bit, I definitely recommend it. I'm not getting paid jack squat by anybody. I'm just doing this all for fun, my fun mostly. But if you, if you're looking for something fun, new to play with, I definitely recommend it. So there you go. It's the Lil Rat. Lil Rat. All right, well, take care, and let's jam this back way up here. Take care. God bless.